Hello, everybody. Josiah here. I want to take you through my favorite aspects of Schoology. I will break down how to create tests and quizzes, how to grade, how to split your screen and enter grades into Schoology or into Skyward on different videos. But for this one, I want to share with you the two things that really sold me on Schoology. The first one is the communication aspect it offered me for parents and students, especially during my spring season with baseball. It just gets so crazy. And so in the updates is where you see that. So if you go to updates, it looks to the student when they look on their iPad, it looks like a Facebook news feed. The perk is they're going to see all upcoming reminders, and again, this is after fourth quarter has ended, so this is basically archived. But if I were able to go back in time, you would see several upcoming events because I put them all on the calendar, our scholastic orders, when we have field trips, when we have guest speakers, anything, projects that are due, assignments that are due. This is all going to be on their upcoming events and their reminders. Whenever I set a due date for something, it's always there. So students and parents never ever have a reason to say, I didn't know it was due. You never told me. Lastly, this part where I can put my updates and I can edit it and make it fancy, but they can see my posts and they can also comment, ask questions, and share with each other. So a lot of times I'll put something on here real quick at the end of the day. Don't forget to do this. Don't forget we have this due tomorrow. And then the students, and I'm going to show more. I always do it in Spanish and English because my school too. So that's really easy to do with Google Translate. I don't know how accurate that is, but it works. And the parents that speak Spanish seem to really appreciate it. But a lot of times the students, if you look at this one, Jared answered this question for Gabby. I didn't have to. I didn't have a chance to comment that night. Jared was looking and was able to say, hey, this is how you do it. So as the class goes on, it becomes an environment where everyone's helping each other, and it gives the students empowerment, and they feel powerful and capable to get on and do something for their class, even when they're not in school, and shows them, learning's all the time. If I'm going to be on the computer, I might as well look at something that I'm supposed to do instead of just something that I want to do. So this communication factor makes life a lot easier. It allows me to talk to students and parents as well as have my reminders and backups there for if something is forgot, say, hey, it's been on there for 2 weeks, man, it's a zero, sorry. You can talk to your parent about it, but I know they've known too. So it really helped squash a lot of fires before they ever started. So my other favorite one, of course, is the gradebook. So I'm going to go to the gradebook and just show you my fourth quarter gradebook for all of my assignments. The thing I like about this is it does all the math for me. So I can switch the grading periods that I'm looking at real quick and easy. It works just like a Skyward's gradebook. It's just all in one page here. And so my students know not all these grades are official. A lot of them are just formative assessments. I mean, for each quarter I had 20 some assignments. I'm not putting all those in Skyward. So I can then specify which class I want. So I'm just going to go to my homeroom class. And I can make it full screen to make it easier. But what I like about it is I can simply go here, and when I'm putting grades into Schoology, or into Skyward, it shows me the date it was due, which you have to put into Skyward. It shows me how many total points there are. It gives me the name of it, and then I can go through and it alphabetizes my students the same way it does in Skyward, and I just enter the grades in. And when you split the screen, and so if you want to see what that looks like, so let's say I just want to split the screen here, and let's pull another thing small. And then, so basically you get two things small, you squeeze one, boom. Now I just move, 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 move. So imagine this was Skyward and this was Schoology. So it makes life really easy. But when you go to it, so let's go to this week 25 mix. Looks like it's kind of spread out, but relatively good scores. I can click on the assignment and see every single student's. I can go and see their test right away. So if I have questions from parents, I have evidence for every single assignment we've done. And the cool thing I love about it are these stats. So I get on there and say, look, man, you got a 4. This is the lowest grade in class. Okay, this doesn't share any information with anybody, but the average was a B, and my median was a 9, was an A. The most popular score, the mode, was a 10. That's an A plus. It's 100%. So I don't think this was your best effort. This is something you can show students, show parents, and really help give them accountability and make them want to push themselves to always be in that median or in that mode or in that average, so that they have goals and are improving their grades. It makes life a lot easier. So the grade book is absolutely awesome, and being able to have it grade for me, check scores, immediately see, you know what, you've got a C in Schoology, so we got to see where you're missing some things. So you got a 0 here on lesson 21. That's no good, right? And just going through and being able to give every student immediate feedback, and they can see all their grades as well on Schoology. And that's I'll show you that on the iPad. But it gives me security, gives the students accountability, and the parents evidence. Couldn't ask for much more than that.